All right, guys, we are live and we got another episode for you guys. This is a 30th episode. Yeah, we're already at 30 episodes, and we got another FIFA streamer who recently hit 1K followers, which is a huge milestone for us smaller streamers. So, SWISSALEX97,
Hello, guys.
what's up? How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, man? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Yeah, how long did it take you to get 1K?
Well, I started streaming at the beginning of January, and so I would say a little over 6 months,
Yeah,
or
that
potentially, yeah, a little over 6 months, almost close to seven, I would say.
Yeah, that's pretty quick, man. And congrats
Oh,
on a
thank you,
milestone.
thank
It
you.
is
Yeah,
it is a big milestone if you're a small
yeah,
streamer. So,
yeah. I'm super stoked about it, and it's only the beginning, as we all
uh-huh,
say.
uh-huh. Yeah, so how has it been? Like the 6 months of streaming?
Oh, they've been good. Always as a new streamer, when you begin, it's the first couple of weeks is tough because you got to establish yourself, and sometimes it can be demotivating when
Yeah.
you're putting in the time, you're putting in the work, and the views aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And but
Yeah.
eventually, once you establish yourself, you get people coming, you got people that eventually become usuals, and once you get that going, things can only go up from there, I would
Right.
say.
Right. Yeah, it seems like you got there pretty quickly. I mean, how'd you get there so fast?
I mean, I don't have an exact answer.
Uh-huh.
Even I myself find the growth of the channel like surprising because
Yeah.
there was a point, like I would say 2 months, a little over 2 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
we were getting the views, but we weren't getting the follows. I would get maybe at least, like, let's say 5 follows at the most per stream, and then
Okay.
for the past like 2 or 3 weeks, we've been getting, like, last night I got 27 follows. The other day, like, 35. There was one night where we got 50 follows. So, you know, I would say for the past month and a half, the growth of the channel has been, I mean, amazing, and it's something that I never imagined would happen so quick.
Mm. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I know you usually stream at like very late at odd hours.
Yeah, I stream
What
at 1 a.m. Eastern time.
1 a.m. Eastern time and till when usually?
Uh, it usually depends. 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Sometimes I'll go to 6 a.m.
Now, why do you stream so late? Why so late?
The reason why I stream so well, back in college, I used to be a night owl, so
Okay.
staying up late for me is nothing unusual.
Uh-huh.
And when I first started streaming, I kind of knew the schedules of some of the big streamers, and I wanted to avoid the big streamers because I knew that, establishing myself would be tough if, let's say, I was streaming at the same time someone like
Mm.
Castro or Nick
Yeah.
28 or
Yeah.
someone like Hectic as well.
Right. Right. Do you think that's a big factor in maybe a lot of people coming through your streams?
Uh, Potentially, I would say, because
Yeah.
even as a news, there's no guarantees that just because you stream at an hour, that the big streamers aren't streaming, doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna do well.
Right.
It's definitely a big factor, but I don't think, again, I feel like the streamer in itself, I would just, generally speaking, the streamer itself has the is a bit another factor as well,
Right.
as to why people
Yeah.
enjoy.
Right. Right. So when as a streamer yourself, when you see yourself, why do you think people come to you and watch you?
Uh, I would like to think it's because of my personality and stuff.
Okay.
Again, I am a FIFA streamer, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself the best. I know
Okay.
there's a lot of streamers out there who have both the gameplay and the personality. So I would
Mm-hmm.
think that it's, because of me and who I am as a person.
Yeah.
I pride myself in interacting with the chat and just, being very welcoming for everyone that comes into my stream.
Yeah. Have any of your followers or viewers said something about you as a streamer, like compliments or even criticisms?
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
it's always a bit of, you always get mostly compliments, but there's always that criticism. And when it comes to criticism, I think you got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to,
Yeah.
look at it in their point of view. You can't always take it in a negative way. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes people will just be negative to be negative,
Right.
but if I get some sort of critique, I like to, work. If I can work on it, I'll definitely work on it. But yeah, I do get compliments. You're like, you're a funny guy. I
Mhm.
love the vibes of the stream, and
Yeah.
that's those sorts of compliments are the reason why I keep live streaming.
Right. Right. If there were any constructive criticism, like what would people say about you?
Uh, well, I would say I guess my gameplay. A lot of
Oh,
people
I
don't
see.
like the
Okay.
game. So usually it's the gameplay. People whenever you see FIFA, we all know that FIFA is, well, sort of an addicting game, and
Yeah.
you want to see when you want to the gameplay in itself. You want to see good gameplay. You don't want to see like slow and stuff. And I know myself, I'm more of a methodical player.
Mhm.
I know I like to work it around stuff, and I know a lot of people are don't like that. You're like, dude, you need to attack. You need this. You need to do
Uh-huh.
that. But yeah, it's mostly gameplay. But sometimes someone will be here like, oh, you should make this more accessible to the streamers, with channel points and stuff, or like emotes and stuff.
Right. Right. Now you're a Gold 1 Elite 3 player, so it's like you're pretty good, man. I don't know if a lot of
Yeah,
those
I'm.
criticisms are warranted, you know?
Yeah, but again, it's just the way that I play.
Right.
More people would say, "Oh, you play like a so and so rat," because I like to pass it around, and people.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't always taken that, but I always tell them that there's two types of possession, which is the possession to just for the sake of it, and the possession to just break an opponent down.
Mhm. So, yeah, I know like majority of FIFA players that I've come across is like they like the fast paced attacking, a lot of skill moves, you know. They like that style. And I guess the style that's a little bit frowned upon is the one that's slower pace, you're more patient, and then you only attack if there's an opportunity, right?
Mhm.
I guess. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would say that's probably how people would like what people want to see.
Uh-huh.
But I just feel like, for me personally, FIFA 22 is a game where, I mean, FIFA 21, sorry. FIFA 21 is a
Mhm.
game where that sort of gameplay, you get punished for it, for trying to
Mhm.
play like that, because, a lot of people just play very defensively and counterattack. And if you're, just throwing everything up there,
Yeah.
you're gonna get counterattacked and you're gonna get scored, and
Mhm.
it makes things complicated. So I would say that I've just sort of adapted into the gameplay where I've tried to incorporate both the fast attacking pace, and I have to do the possession base as well,
Mhm.
just so I can balance it, because again, you want to see good gameplay, but you don't want to see somebody keep losing and stuff, because I know people jump on the opportunity to bash you for it.
Right. So generally, you're a possession type of player. I would assume usually win the per possession percentage a lot,
There,
and then
there hasn't the honestly there hasn't been a game where I haven't won the possession.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I would feel like going against those type of players. It'll test your patience. It'll be tough because you want to make something happen, but if you're really good at possessing the ball and being patient, then it might get to you a little bit.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of people message me telling me how frustrating it is to play against me.
Mhm.
But again, as I keep saying, I don't play the possession base for the sake of possession, and
Mhm.
just trying to hold on to a lead and stuff. It just sort of, for me, it just sort of happens that way. But
Mhm.
I'm still like, when my possession, I'm literally like, I'm not in my own area, just I'm in their area, trying to find a way to break them down.
Yeah.
I'm not the most when it comes to skilling, I don't not the most advanced when it. I know the standard skills, and maybe if I did more skilling, then I guess things would be a little bit different. But because of the situation that I'm in, that's just sort of what works for me.
Right. Okay. In terms of formations and tactics, I mean, what do you usually like going towards?
So when I first started, I went with the standard 4-2-3-1 because that's what
Uh-huh.
worked 20.
Yeah.
But I don't like one striker formations because again, my part of my game style is I tend to favor players with good dribbling.
Uh-huh.
So I go for generally the shorter players, like let's say a Ben Yedder,
Uh-huh.
uh, or let's say potentially a Messi. So
Yeah.
having a one striker formation with those sorts of players wouldn't necessarily be a good thing because they're gonna get isolated and they're not gonna be very good with the ball. So I started going with the 4-4-2 and 4-3-1-2, which is like the 4-1-2-1-2, 4-3-1-2, like the super meta formations.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, two striker formations have worked great for me. What I do is I generally have one player on a stay central and the other one on a drift wide.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because I don't want them, when making runs, I don't want them to crash into each other. That way, one of the players can drag some of the players out wide, and my other striker can focus on just trying to break the defense.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Interesting. Do you like having the five star strikers as well?
I'm actually more of a fan of the 5-star weak foot, which I know is not
Okay.
super,
Okay.
but
Okay.
like I like to whenever that's why I love a player like Ben Yedder. Just
Mm.
being able to shoot from whatever angle I want to
Right.
is beneficial for me. And again, I don't necessarily do a lot of skill moves. My go-to skill move is the ball roll because I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like it's so simple, but yet it's so incredibly OP
Right.
if used properly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, at this point of FIFA, why are you still playing? Why are you still streaming?
Because I love the game. I
Okay.
love the game. I mean, you kind of have a love-hate relationship with a football video game. We love football, aka soccer.
Uh-huh.
We want to get the thrill. We want to get the thrill out of it, and FIFA is the best thing that we do. But in a way, it's not just the gameplay, but it's all the other aspects of FIFA, the grinding,
Mm-hmm.
the grinding for either for an icon. Now that icon swaps has come out, that's something that we can play towards.
Right.
So yeah, there's just like little aspects that just draw me into the game, no matter what.
So, at this point, you're not at. Are you tired of it? Is it a little bit dead to you at this point, and you just want to move on to 22, or it hasn't changed? Like
No, I'm
you
not
still
tired
enjoy
of
it?
it.
Okay.
I still enjoy playing it.
Okay.
There are certain game modes that I enjoy more. I mean, I still get the thrill of foot champs.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played like with seriousness, but
Mm-hmm.
every Friday I'm just like, okay, it's foot champs time. Let's
Yeah.
get ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, like recently, I did kind of hit a point where I was like, oh, I don't really want to grind or really want to play. Like I still do, and I still stream, but I guess when the swaps came out, then I was like, oh, I guess there's another thing to work for till 22 comes out. So,
Yeah. And for me for streaming, which I I find myself very surprised is
uh huh,
uh besides I mean on the weekends I'll obviously play foot champs, but during the week I don't really play a lot. Like
okay,
if anybody watches my stream, I don't really, besides let's say yesterday, I haven't really played much during the week. I'll just sit on
gotcha.
the menus, open packs,
Yeah,
and people will still enjoy that. And
right.
for me, that's great because I don't have to play the game I don't have to play like the actual gameplay every single day. And taking a break is definitely nice
Right.
because if you play every single day for hours and hours, you'll definitely get some sort of burnout.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. How often you streaming nowadays?
Uh, I try to stream at least 5 times a day. Again, I have a full-time job
Uh
and
huh.
other stuff to take care of, but
Yeah.
I strive to stream 4 to 5 days a week. Would love to stream 6 days,
Uh huh.
but again, it's just a little bit tough.
Right. And how many hours are you streaming?
On a
Like
daily, I try to go at least 3 hours per day.
3 hours a day?
But
Okay.
again, I want to stream. I want to do between 3 to 5 on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Because my audience varies. We got people from the East Coast, the West Coast, then we have people from Europe,
Oh,
Australia. So, whenever somebody leaves, there's someone else that's always joining in. And I do feel
right.
bad that when people join towards the end of the stream.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, find a good balance.
Yeah. But that's good, man. You're pretty consistent, and then you're putting in a lot of hours. So,
Yeah, I feel like consistency when it comes to streaming is very key.
right,
I myself, whenever I take a day off, it feels weird coming back because it kind of feels like you took a whole week off.
right.
And I know this
Yeah.
the viewers like consistency as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Do you have any plans with content creating? Like, is there other things you want to do, or maybe with 22 when that comes out, is there something new you want to do with 22?
Yeah, so I want to start, making more I want to start. I used to make YouTube videos, but they were,
Mm-hmm.
kind of amateur level. So
Okay.
when FIFA 22 comes out, I want to start making YouTube videos.
Okay.
I wouldn't say tutorials, more like, let's say, like a Road to Glory
Right.
basic kind of videos, maybe
Mm-hmm.
some other stuff like my highlights of foot champs and stuff like that. And I want to make more TikTok
Okay.
videos as well, which is
Okay.
something that people have been asking me to do.
Yeah.
But again, it's just very time consuming. But those are two
Right.
things that I want to incorporate into FIFA 22, and potentially make some sort of community based Road to Glory
Yeah.
like that, which I think would be really cool. Where, again, I just want to get the viewers as involved as I can let them be.
Yeah, that's awesome. What ideas do you have? Like, what kind of RTG do you feel like would get your viewers more involved? You think?
Well, I want to, well, my viewers know that I run a couple of accounts, maybe a little too many accounts. So I definitely want to have a main account,
Mm-hmm.
which I want to keep that off stream because,
Okay.
it's going to be my main account, my sort of competitive account.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, the Road to Glory, whether it be, me doing the decisions or again, a community-based Road to Glory.
Mm-hmm.
And then just sort of have like and then I also like to have a content account as well,
Mm-hmm.
where we do every SBC packs that come out, because pack openings are a big thing of FIFA and streaming.
Right. Right.
But in regards to, like, with the YouTube scene, yeah, if I do a community based Road to Glory, would post a video, say potentially make a poll there,
Mm-hmm.
and then whatever the people want, that's what we do for the next episode.
Gotcha. Dude, that's a lot of accounts, man. I don't know how you'll have time to run all those, man.
Yeah, it's very time consuming. I mean, there was a time where at least I had seven of them. Seven accounts at a different time.
Of your own?
Yeah, of my own.
That's
And
crazy, man.
I got to a point where I was like, this is impossible.
That's insane, man.
Yeah,
Like, just just one feels enough, man.
yeah, no, trust me. I feel like when FIFA 22 comes out, it's a little, like the first 6 months, it's more like fun because there's so many exciting things. But I
Yeah.
feel like now towards the end of a game cycle, it's a little bit like getting a little bit repetitive.
Right. Right. Man, that's crazy. Um, well, let me ask you this. Like, what do you see in 2022? That is, like, what features do you see that seem exciting or seem of concern from what,
I
yeah,
think
what you
the
saw?
the whole foot champs qualification seems a little bit I wouldn't a bit concerning,
Okay.
because I not for someone like me who plays a lot, but I do feel a little bit of concern towards for the casuals who
Mm-hmm.
really don't have much of the time for, because if you're aware with the whole thing, so you got to do like some sort of playoffs, you got to win points, then do a playoffs, and then qualified. And I remember back in I believe it was FIFA 18, there used to be like a daily knockout tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, where you
Uh-huh.
would have like you have at least like 5 chances per week to qualify,
Mm-hmm.
or 5 chances per day, and it would increase over time. And those sorts of stuff, I don't like them, because if you lose, it sort of demotivates you. Like, I lost, it was like, oh, this is too tough, I'm not going to be able to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess it's a bit concerning for casuals or people who are not that great at FIFA, because I feel like foot champs, yes, it's super sweaty, but it still gives you a chance to gauge how good you are at the game.
Yeah.
It gives you like a chance to see what's out there in regards to like competitive. And I know myself, when I first play foot champs, I got hooked and I was like, oh my God, like this is awesome. I get to play against like all these guys that are way better than me. And it
Mm-hmm.
gives me a goal to, get as good as them.
Right.
What I'm looking forward to, I kind of like the whole division rivals new thing where you start from the bottom all the way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
A bit concerning too that, again, lower base skill players are gonna have to go off against higher skill based players right from the get go.
Mm.
So I think it would be nice if, all the so-called sweats can just, go ahead and move up the ladder,
Mm-hmm.
and others can just, take their time.
Mm-hmm.
And just generally, I'm looking forward to the whole gameplay with the whole hyper motion. Hopefully, the gameplay in itself will be smooth. It will
Mm-hmm.
cater to everyone, and it will reward the good players, because we all know for the past two or three FIFAs, being the best player never guarantees you winning the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the rivals concept is pretty interesting. I mean, if you qualify for weekend league right off the bat, then I mean you don't have to worry about it, right? If you as long as you keep playing and you hit the minimum rank where you could redeem another qualification, right?
Yeah, but then again, the whole you got to qualify, and that could be a problem for some people.
Right off the bat because
Yeah.
you're playing against anybody.
Yeah, and then again, yeah, and again, back in FIFA 18, you would play, and then if you got to the final, then you would play someone,
Uh huh.
who might end up being like godly, and then again, you put all this time into getting there, and then you lost, so you're got to start all over again. So
Yeah.
that's why I said that it could be the motive. Like, people can get discouraged to try it again.
Right.
So I'm hoping
Uh.
there's like a balance at the end of the day. Hopefully, it's not like super good players playing against lower base players.
Uh huh. So I'm assuming that there'll be no weekly rival placement, like the first 5 games. Then.
Yeah, that won't. I don't think that will be a thing anymore.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty interesting. Are there any other features of like Ultimate Team that you're aware of that's kind of interesting?
Uh, I oh so from what I know,
Uh
I'm
huh.
not sure if it's true or not. It's apparently you can redeem your rewards as soon as you're done,
Okay.
which
Oh,
I
okay.
think is actually pretty cool, because uh, waiting for rewards can be a little bit like, how do I say this? I wouldn't say terrifying, but waiting in general is just not fun.
Mhm.
So I think it's cool that you can redeem stuff as soon as you're done. Like, let's say I finished on Saturday, because
Mhm.
I needed to play my game, so I got all my
Right.
rewards. So I'm good. I'm good until next time I start playing. And I know that's definitely gonna change the market. I know for sure that I know Thursday used to be the day where you flip and sell,
Mhm.
So I think that's not going to be the case anymore. Thursday is just going to be any regular day.
Mhm.
And for the traders and stuff, we're we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I think it's exciting to see, because I think trading is another thing that I would definitely like to try.
Right.
Because I'm not the most wise when it comes to coins, because I see an SBC and I'm like, oh, this looks good, I gotta have it.
Right. Uh huh. Yeah. So yeah, that is interesting when rewards come out, and I also think I believe that the rewards also come out after the season ends for both rivals and champs.
Uh, I'm not sure about that, but you might be right.
Yeah, like once the whole 40-day period season ends, I think they give you additional rewards depending
Oh
on
yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah,
rank,
yeah. Actually,
what
yeah,
you rank.
you do get rewards based on your ranking.
Yeah. So that's interesting too. I mean, more packs and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
so then the weekend league games are 20 games, and then right after that, when you're done, then you get your
yeah.
rewards, right?
And in regards to the 20 games,
Uh huh.
I like to hear your thoughts on it.
I mean, I've heard different perspectives. I've heard like the games are gonna be a lot harder, a lot sweatier, I guess, because I mean, uh, actually, I don't know why it would be. Maybe because it'll be tougher to rank up because the games are so condensed. So in terms of ranking up, like you're gonna have, my guess is you're gonna have so many more people hitting 20 wins. So a lot of to separate yourself, it's gonna be determined on the skill rating. So rivals might be even more of an emphasis.
Yeah, and like I'm not the biggest fan of reduction of the 20 games. I feel like 25 would be a good number. I don't know if
Uh
it's
huh.
confirmed that it's 20 games,
Uh huh.
but I think
You're right.
25. I think 30
20 or
was
25, right?
yeah,
Is what people are thinking.
yeah. I think 25 is good.
Uh huh.
I would have been okay with 30, 40 for sure. Back in the past, that was just I was way too much for a weekend.
Uh huh.
But I at 25 to 30, I believe is good, and I think it's a good number.
Okay.
Again, yeah, I think 20. It's just gonna make it a lot more sweatier because we know that to get the ranking that we want, we gotta get more wins. So every game becomes a battle.
Right.
So we're definitely gonna be seeing. Uh, I'm assuming that there's gonna be a lesser pool of players because people are just gonna want to do something. Again, if division rivals or even squad battles give you good rewards, then people will probably play that.
Right. Right.
But I'm hoping that I think as I mentioned on the pitch notes, uh, foot champs rewards will be more rewarding this year
Mm.
because
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that people would get a lead just to get a 81 team of the week,
Mhm.
someone else, and then a gold one player, or I mean a gold three player would get like let's say like a 90 rated tots, or I mean a team of the week player.
Yeah. Uh huh.
So
What's
I'm
good?
hoping,
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead. Oh,
I'm
okay.
hoping that if I myself, let's say I got a gold one, I got gold
Mhm.
one, I'm gonna get good something good, and a gold three player gets. I'm not. I don't want to wish them bad and say I hope you get like the worst card, but I do hope that my rewards are better than yours because I got a better ranking than you.
Right. I mean, there should be a higher probability of you getting a better player if you're higher ranked, right?
Yeah,
That's only fair, right?
yeah, it's only fair.
Yeah.
You gotta, effort should be rewarded.
Right. Yeah. Totally understand. Um, but yeah, in terms of time, I like it because I don't have to play as much games. So if
And
I
you
want
can
to save, uh huh.
also, spread out your games throughout the week. Apparently, I don't think it's a thing where you have to play on the weekend.
Oh,
So
really? So how long would it be?
uh, again, I'm not sure. Maybe I misunderstood,
Uh huh.
but apparently, when it comes to weekend league, you can finish it whenever, as long as you finish it within a week, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay. That's interesting too. Oh.
Yeah, but maybe I'm wrong because again, the whole ranking system might be like hard to determine.
Yeah, it's really interesting seeing all these changes, and I wonder how it's gonna play out. But to me overall, it's pretty exciting, just in the fact that there's so many new features with rivals and weekend leagues. So I'm kind of excited to see how it'll pan out.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I wanna, this FIFA wasn't the best for me in a competitive sense,
Okay.
but I'm ready for FIFA 22 and get on with because I know I'm a competitive player. I want to be the best that I can be, and I want to challenge other people. I played against some pros,
Mhm.
FIFA back in since I started playing. I mostly lost, but I have gotten my fair. I have gotten a win or two against some pro MLS players.
Uh huh.
So I this year FIFA 22, I definitely want to keep challenging and
Mhm.
just getting better and better.
Mhm. Yeah. How long have you been playing FIFA and Ultimate Team?
Uh, so let's say I'm relatively new to Ultimate Team. I started back in FIFA 19,
Okay.
but I've been playing. So the first game of FIFA that I ever played was FIFA 99, FIFA 98 on the
Wow.
N64. But I
Mhm.
didn't play it in 1998 because I would only be one. So I played that
Mhm.
back in 2005. Then I played
Okay.
FIFA 2006. Then I didn't play for 4 years. Play FIFA 11, then FIFA 14,
Mm-hmm.
and then FIFA 18. I used to be
Yeah.
a career mode guy, so
Gotcha.
I had no clue what Ultimate Team was until the end of FIFA 18,
Mm-hmm.
and then FIFA 19 was my first full year of foot. First time I ever played champs as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so interesting too. Like, I played FIFA back then too, but it was so sporadic. But now I'm at a point where it's like I play it like every day, right? And
Yeah,
I'm producing content with it, so it's like you gotta just keep playing and keep being aware of the game and all that stuff.
yeah, and I feel like once you play Ultimate Team, it's so hard to go to other game modes. Like again, I used to be strictly career mode. I would say I was obsessed with playing career modes and
Mm-hmm.
the whole manager aspect role. But once I got to foot and started playing against other people online, the it just wasn't the same playing against an AI or playing against someone in real life. So like foot is definitely a game that can be very enticing and very addicting to play.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I feel the same way. It's hard to go back on other modes. I mean, to me, Ultimate Team is where it's at. In terms of like content and gameplay, you want to get better and play against the best. I mean, Ultimate Team is where it's at. Um, and it's not, the other game modes are just not as fun, to be honest.
Although I did hear that career mode is going to have a lot of changes,
Uh huh.
which should be interesting to see. But
Mm
I feel like again, career mode would be a lot more fun if it had. For me, it would be a lot more fun if it had a more of a football manager aspect.
hmm. Uh huh.
Because again, I don't really want to play against the AI.
Yeah.
So it would be more cool if, let's say, when you're simulating a game, you can jump and do changes during the game.
Gotcha.
But besides that,
Um,
again, Ultimate Team is where it's at for sure.
right, right. Um, but yeah, I mean, for me, like career mode, I did play in 14 and it was fun, but then like I'm playing it now and viewers tell me to play it and try it out. It's just like I'm not drawn to it, to be quite honest. And
I also did play career mode 14 and I found it very enjoyable. There was just sort of an aspect to it that seemed very like fun.
uh
Just
huh.
like for me, transfer window is always the highlight of a career mode for me. And just
Mhm.
the little things that they had in that year made it very fun. And even the gameplay in itself was kind of enjoyable back then.
Mhm.
But again, this year we come so far with Ultimate Team where, going back to career mode and sticking to it, it's just doesn't seem very enticing or very fun.
Yeah, I get you. And the part for 14, because I played a lot in 14, and the reason I enjoy playing it was I made myself a character, and then I was just playing like in these leagues in Europe, and like I don't know, just you get drawn to your own virtual character, and you
Yeah,
want
I feel like
yourself to,
that's
you
what
know what I mean?
I used to play to become a pro,
Yeah.
but I would I would I would score. I don't know why I did this, but I would score a goal and then I would get a red carded right afterwards,
Uh huh.
literally just so I could
Yeah.
skip the season.
Yeah, it's funny the mindset I had at the time because I was just like, oh, I'm gonna win all this, and then my career's it's all accomplished, and I'll be a legend, and I don't have to play FIFA again. But here
Yeah,
I am, like six
it
years
is
later,
very
I'm
fun.
playing Ultimate.
Yeah, because again, you can start off from club, play with the national team, go to
Right.
the World Cup. So those things are fun. Again, outside of foot, things like that do seem very fun to try out. And depending on who watches it, I'm sure the viewers would enjoy it as well. So
Right.
I wouldn't discourage people from trying, streaming or doing new videos on career mode and become a pro, because I know I've seen a lot of people that are very successful with it.
Mhm.
But for us, Ultimate Team is our game mode.
Right. Sure. Yeah. There's a lot of content creators out there creating like career mode content, which is totally fine. It's cool. Like I understand why people would like it, but personally, it's I'm just into Ultimate Team.
Yeah, like
This is where.
I would back when I used to play career mode, I would watch people like MGH and
Right.
Chani Sports. They were the
Uh-huh.
guys that I would watch a lot, just
Yeah.
watching build their teams and stuff.
Right.
And in regards to career mode, for me, I'd enjoy more watching it than playing it.
Uh-huh.
Although
Gotcha.
you do want to, they put like, oh, why are you buying this? Or like, it seems a little too easy, or and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Do you play a lot of pro clubs as well?
Lately I have been because the viewers have requested it, and I feel like it's at this point in FIFA, it is a nice way to get the viewers involved,
Right.
and it's honestly a lot of fun. And Pro Clubs is a game mode that it's getting new features this year, but
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely a game mode that has a lot of potential, and it's a game mode that EA could profit off of it because there's so many stuff that you could just add little things that
Mm-hmm.
make a profit, and just in general it's like untapped potential that's out there, so I'm hoping to see it grow.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you play any other games besides FIFA?
Oh yeah, I play lately I've been playing a lot of Apex Legends.
Okay.
I'm not I'm not the when it comes to first person shooter games, I am absolutely atrocious.
Uh-huh.
Can't land the shot to save my life.
Yeah.
And I've done a little bit of racing too, like Need for Speed back in the day.
Uh-huh. Do you stream those games? Or do you just stream
Uh,
FIFA?
I want to try. I have played GTA with the
Mm-hmm.
on stream, and I've
Yeah.
also played Outlast actually. So I play that on stream because
Yeah.
people love to see you scared. But if I was to stream a game, I would probably be Apex for sure because it's very enjoyable. I mean, if you played Apex, you'd understand that it's sort of like a chess game. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta you gotta be you gotta think carefully about the moves that you make.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gotcha.
I feel like that's general with a lot of shooting, like first person shooter games. You gotta be very methodical in what you do.
Gotcha.
What about
Now,
you? Do you play?
mm, I mean, I played a little bit of Warzone with just friends, but I've stopped playing, and I don't think I'm going back.
Yeah, I feel like in regard to Warzone, hackers always kind of make the game unbearable.
Yeah, and I heard as of late it's been getting worse. So, like, even my friends, they just stopped playing.
Yeah, because you could be the best player out there, and just somebody comes along and just kills you like nothing, like just whatever. It's just you're better
Right.
than me. Really not. You're just cheating.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, for me, I'm not even that good at the game, and I would only play if my friends played. But if they're not playing, then there really is no reason for me to play.
Yeah, I mean, games like that for sure are fun when you're playing with friends.
Right.
Again, it's different playing with strangers because you don't know what sort of teammates you're gonna have.
Mhm.
A lot of the times they either don't have a mic or they're just a little bit rude.
Yeah.
So when it comes to friends, you're just you have that sort of connection with each other, and it's just enjoyable. And playing with friends in general, even FIFA, playing with friends just makes it a lot more fun.
Right. Exactly. I've heard with Apex, like, a lot of people from Warzone have been going to Apex and playing on their streams. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yes, I mean I was before we started. I was
Uh
actually
huh.
watching Nick Perks play Apex
Oh,
with
okay.
Tim
Yeah.
the Tatman and some other guys with Cloaksy.
Uh huh.
But I don't know if you can hack on Apex, but I've definitely seen the level of competitiveness to it go up a lot,
Mhm.
which makes a lot more sense because people want to play a game. People want to play a game where they won't get cheated out of wins or out
Mhm.
of rankings and stuff.
Mhm.
And
Are
I've no,
you? Mhm.
no, you go ahead.
Are you aware of why a lot of these guys are going to Apex and not playing Warzone as much?
No, I'm actually not. No,
Okay.
you have an answer?
I mean, from my knowledge, from what I heard, it's because of the hacker situation, and then Activision has this lawsuit, this pretty bad lawsuit against them, um,
Oh,
which
I didn't.
includes like sexual harassment and all that. It's pretty bad if you read up on it.
Definitely have to look at it after that we're done with this.
Yeah, cause well, it's not Activision actually. I think it's Blizzard, But they're together, right?
Yeah.
Activision and Blizzard. Yeah. So a lot of people, like my friend, he was a big time WoW player, and like his clan, like most of them just stopped playing because of this whole lawsuit and
Yeah, and
like
it's
the whole
definitely
company. Yeah.
yeah. Even if you enjoy the game, I think things like that. When it comes to you some a lot of times you do want to keep that stuff out of a game, but
Right.
sometimes you can't help it because we all have more values. So
Exactly.
I myself would probably stop playing because of something like that. For if a company was denying or not acknowledging things like that. And again, the when it comes to hacking, yeah, obviously you want to play again, like I said earlier, you do want to play a game that's going to be rewarding for you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like some of these, like you said, like a lot of these people have values, and when they see like a company that doesn't endorse like a good kind of culture or a lot of negativity, then I understand why they don't want to support a company, don't want to play a specific game, because they don't want to endorse that kind of behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about Ultimate Team,
Mhm.
uh, I feel like it's I find it kind of intriguing how so many people will bash on the game for the entire year and then keep on buying it. And
Mhm.
what do you think about that? Like I just generally feel like us, the foot community, we're not as big as we think we are.
Mhm.
And it just makes a lot, and there's so many casuals out there.
Mhm.
And again, at the end of the day, EA is a company, FIFA is a game, and business is business.
Right. Right.
So I myself have found myself many times saying like this game's terrible, all this and all that. But I can again, I'm addicted to game. I
Right.
love football, so I
Right.
gotta keep playing it.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. For me, I have my share of criticisms too, but it's just like it doesn't get me to the point where I don't want to buy the game. And like I don't really criticize it too much. Like I just try to enjoy the game really. And I like making content here. Um so that's really why I do it.
Yeah, same here. And a lot there's people that I stopped watching on Twitch because it just there's so much like negativity on their
Uh-huh.
stream. Play a game, it's just like again as a viewer, if I want to watch something, I want to see something positive. Even if the game is not the most fun, I still want to be able to enjoy myself. I don't want to jump into a stream where a person is just literally like nagging about everything.
Right, right. I totally
And
get
yeah,
that.
so
Yeah,
like
exactly.
like there's got to be a point where like if you don't enjoy the game, don't play it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
don't force yourself. I'm sure you could find other again as a casual, I'm sure you could find something better to play, something better to do with your time.
Right, exactly. Yeah, for casuals, yeah, they like a lot of viewers of mine, they think FIFA's dead at this point, so they just don't play as much or they do something else with their time, right?
And
But
it's
I
a good
uh-huh.
it's a good thing for you to take a break, get away
Yeah.
from it,
Yeah.
and then come back to FIFA 22 with a fresh mindset.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. But for us, it's a little bit different since we're making content and
Yeah.
our niche is FIFA. So, I mean, despite maybe like how we feel about certain content or gameplay, like we're probably still gonna be, streaming and making videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's a hard thing to take that risk of playing something else because you don't know how people are going to react to it.
Right.
And you want to keep your viewers coming. I myself, I wouldn't mind, let's say I stream Apex and didn't even get a follow, but the viewers that have been watching them, I don't want to disappoint them and play a game that they're not going to be like, oh, this is boring, like I'm leaving.
Right. Exactly. Like our base is FIFA viewers, right? So it's like if we transition into something else, they might they might not like it and they might not want to watch that. some of them might think they just there just for you, just to see the streamer. So regardless of what game you play, they'll still come in and tune in. But not everybody's like that.
And it would be nice to get to a point like that. I know for certain
Right.
that I have people in my stream that watch me for me.
Uh huh.
But again, there's just finding the balance can be a little bit tough. And I always tell people that when it comes to streaming, you either it's either for the game or for your character. I mean, we have, let's say, like the guy that plays for the 14-year-old that plays for the pro player. What was his name? Uh,
What country?
the Danish kid,
Oh, Anders Vergang.
oh, Anders, yeah, like
Yeah.
like on his streams, it's like dead silence, just him focusing on the game and
Right.
just falling out, and there's thousands of people watching them, and
Right.
then you have someone I gotta say, I love this guy, but you have someone like Pieface,
Mhm.
who amazing guy, but wouldn't necessarily say he's the best FIFA player.
Right.
And I'm sure he would acknowledge it himself. I'm
Yeah.
sure he has, but
Right.
he's just got such great characters, such a way to like vibe with the chat and stuff. Even if he's getting like bad stuff,
Right.
there's just something about himself that just draws people.
Right. Definitely. Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned those characteristics with streamers because there is that side where you're just there for the gameplay, for that skill level. You want to watch some elite level FIFA gameplay, right? A guy like Anders you mentioned. And then there's also the entertaining aspect of it where you're watching someone like Pieface who's just really entertaining and it's really fun to watch his streams. So it's interesting to just see that as a streamer, and then as yourself as a streamer, it's like, what direction do you want to go, right? I'm sure you asked that yourself too, right?
Yeah, and I think you in general, if you're starting off streaming, and if you're streaming and you're trying to grow yourself, I wouldn't tell you to force yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you change yourself, even if you change yourself, I wouldn't see it in a bad way, because I feel like adapting shows growth. It's not doesn't mean selling yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that you have to adapt it to a situation.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
making, again, you're just striving for something better.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you want to stream because you have pro quality level gameplay, then do it.
Right.
And then it will come. If you just want to stream because you're a funny guy, or you just want to talk to people,
Right.
you do it. When I first started streaming, I knew myself that I wasn't the best FIFA player, but I knew that I like to talk and I
Uh-huh.
like to interact,
Right.
and that's how things started.
Yeah, definitely.
And then eventually I found what people like, what people enjoyed, and sort of incorporated again, with the viewer engagement, channel points, sound alerts, stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's just the little things make a big difference in how your viewers will engage or enjoy the stream.
Right. Um, yeah, I think I agree with you in the sense that like, yeah, it's good to adapt and change, into like evolve as a person and maybe as a content creator. And even for me personally, like I've seen change in myself where I've gotten more comfortable being in a camera and getting better at speaking and talking for long periods of time. So in that sense, like I think it's been beneficial for me. I guess where you have to draw the line is if you do sell out, you be completely different person. Maybe you start being the rage guy and you want to rage just to get more viewers in. Maybe that's not the right mindset to go in with.
Right, and I feel like you can kind of tell when someone just changes for the sake of, just trying to get themselves bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Like
I've
people.
seen that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Where
yeah.
people-
People. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You can go.
Yeah, people could generally tell like if this is authentic or not, or if this is just like fabricated.
Yeah, and about what you said earlier as well, it's tough to put yourself out there. It's a
Yeah.
big thing to ask, especially if you're
Yeah.
more of a closed off person, or you're not comfortable with putting your stuff out on the internet. And again, even if you are like that, a lot people change over time to get more comfortable. I
Right.
know I've asked people, I have friends who stream but don't have a camera, and just like, hey, why don't you have a camera and stuff? And they
Yeah.
just be like, well, I don't feel comfortable
Right.
showing myself. And because let's face it, the internet is it's a vile place. There's lot of people out there that'll just literally show hate. Like I've had people join my stream just to say like demeaning things, making just vile comments.
Right. Yeah.
And even if it's just like some troll on the internet, still sometimes gets to you.
Right.
So I can understand why people are like that. But I do enjoy seeing people, not just myself, but I enjoy seeing my friends, my streamer friends, grow over time, and just being more comfortable on their streams.
Right. Yeah, I mean, when you're producing content, when you're a streamer, I mean, you're a bit more vulnerable. You're out there now, and there's a scary aspect to it, and I totally understand. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I would say
there.
that
Uh huh.
you can finish before I say my stuff.
No, go ahead.
I would say that it can definitely be stressful too.
Yeah.
I have found myself to be, even again, even if I know people are there to just watch me for me, I
Mhm.
still find myself stressed out because I want to put on, I want people to enjoy the stream,
Mhm.
and sometimes in the back of your head you're just like, oh, what am I doing? Like this isn't fun, and like I need like for me in FIFA, I need packs because people want to watch packs. People don't want to watch me play a game of like the people don't want to watch me play friendlies.
Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, but majority of the people that do come through are generally pretty nice, and they just want to have a good time. They just want to talk to you, get to know you a bit. So, even though there is that small minority percentage of people that are just douchebags, um, the good outweighs the bad, really.
Yeah, and that for me is a big reason why I love to stream. I'll have that new person that joins just randomly, whether it was finding me suggested or just a random search. Just like the other day, just yesterday actually, had this person from Argentina,
Hmm.
just come by, and you know, um, it was just like at the end when I was ending the stream, it was like Dove stream, and I'm so glad I found you. And the
Yeah.
sorts of things really, really do really do mean a lot to you because
Right. Yeah.
because you know that your effort is being rewarded with with them being entertained.
Right. Exactly. And on top of that, what's been cool too, ever since started streaming, is you get dived into this FIFA economy or FIFA community, and like you get to meet with other streamers just like yourself, Alex, and that aspect has been pretty good too. I mean, like your viewers and other streamers, like you talk to them, and you get good feedback. You learn more about the game, and you share like this camaraderie with one another, and I think that aspect has been really cool too.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously through streaming and Twitch, that's how I met you. And
Uh-huh.
I have met so many amazing fellow streamers out there who have lot of talent. They have
Uh-huh.
they're perfecting their craft. Everyone is different, and
Yeah.
everyone has something to offer. And yeah, I'm just generally glad that because of streaming, I've met so many like great people. I'm personally more of a close person. Don't really put myself out there on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
But I've again, just because I took a chance and did this, you know, all this has happened, and I wouldn't change anything about what has happened for the past 7 months now.
Right. Yeah, and I totally resonate with that too. I don't really put myself out there, but getting started with something like this has certainly helped me to kind of reach out to people and connect with people more, socialize a bit more, and it's been good, man. It's been really good. I think at a personal level, it has brought some growth in me, and I'm I'm glad I got started with this.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, there's other streamers where it's like, we should like meet up, like we should all like hang out together,
Hmm.
and like, it's just like, uh, I'd say a month ago, this guy was a total stranger, and now here we are, planning about like meeting up, going to Cancun and
Oh
hanging
wow.
hanging out with the chicas or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Um, have you actually met up with someone, another streamer or viewer?
no, not yet. It
Okay.
seems no one lives nearby me.
Where do
But
you
I
live,
know,
by the
uh,
way?
I'm in Florida right now.
Oh yeah,
Florida,
that's right. That's right. Yeah,
Southwest Florida,
Florida.
and then before
Yeah.
that, I was in North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
But I know, again, fellow streamers that I have met that they have gone ahead and met with other streamers themselves,
Yeah.
and I've seen them have a good time. So I'm looking forward to the day where I can meet with all these wonderful people that I met on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, I actually met up with another streamer that I've known for a while, and he's around California. So we did set up a time where we got a chance to meet, and it was cool, man. It was really cool. I mean, definitely consider him a friend now, and like, it's just cool, just like being able to meet someone through a video game, and streaming and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
And it would be awesome to meet like the viewers as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I was trying to get to meet with my mods because some of my mods are in Cali too, but logistically it wasn't possible. But yeah, I'm
I mean,
open to doing stuff like that. That'd be kind of
yeah. I
that's
mean, I have
awesome.
a viewer who literally went to the same college,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, so like, if I was 1 year earlier, we would have probably gone to the same school and probably gone out and stuff.
Right, exactly.
So it's crazy, like um how there's like all these people out there who have the same interest as you that are like
Hmm.
relative kind of close, and when you share an interest, that's where a friendship can start.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's so interesting in this time where it's so tech heavy based, right? Everything's integrated with technology, and you have these interactions initially virtually, right? You start talking with them, and it's a different type of social interaction, but then it leads to a point where you could potentially meet them in person and have this real social interaction. So it's pretty interesting to see that nowadays.
Yeah, and like I said, like, let's say like a couple weeks or a couple months ago, this person was a total stranger to you, and
Right.
now here you are making plans with them, and I just think that's really cool. And the power of the internet is truly magnificent in
Oh
what it can
yeah.
do.
Yeah, definitely. And even for me, with these podcasts, like I'm meeting, like, I just met you recently through stream, and here we are, we're doing a podcast, and we're just hitting it off on our, conversation. It's like,
Yeah. And
you
by
know what
the
I
way,
mean?
thank you for having me. I
Oh
really
yeah,
enjoyed.
no problem. No, thank you for coming through, man. I just
Yeah, I
like
appreciate it. I was a bit nervous, but because I've never done it before, but I've definitely enjoyed it so far.
Oh yeah, same here. I mean, I enjoy all my podcasts, and I really appreciate like the guests coming through. Like I really do look forward to like doing these podcasts because I get a chance to meet new people. I get a chance to like know a little bit more about the streamer, get some feedback maybe on FIFA. And also, the viewers could get a chance to know you as well.
Do you So all your podcasts, has it always been just like foot players, or have you had anything a little different than that?
Yeah, all of them FIFA streamers. All Most of them play foot. Um, like some of them are really good. That hit like top 200, 30 and 0 players, and some are just just entertaining smaller streamers. So
Gotcha. Do you have a goal in the direction that you want to take your podcast?
I just want to keep making it, and then hopefully at some point we could get someone big.
Yeah.
I really do want it to grow. If it could get to a point where I could monetize, like make some good money just doing this, that would be awesome. That's the goal, really.
That
That's
would
the
be
end.
pretty.
Yeah, that would be the end game, and like, but in the meantime, I've just been enjoying it, really. Even with smaller guests, like it's been really cool for them to just come through. They don't have to do this. They don't have to come in and like talk to this random guy, this random streamer. But most of the people are really kind enough to just take their time and just to have a conversation.
Yeah, and yeah, like I mean, I've seen the other podcasts, and it just seems like everyone was very kind, very generous,
Yeah,
and it was great conversation,
yeah,
and just talking about a share interest is great, and you can literally talk about it for hours and hours. I know myself, I could keep going when it comes to FIFA Ultimate Team. I can
right.
talk about it for days.
Exactly, exactly. And something like I really like podcasts. I really like that format, and like it's something I kind of always wanted to do. And so having done this for a couple months, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember a friend of mine wanted to start not a FIFA podcast, but a football podcast,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he wanted to get me on it because I actually have a lot, maybe a little too much with football knowledge, just random football knowledge, or I generally tend to stay updated with everything in regards to transfer news,
Mhm.
just stuff like that. And
Mhm.
back at the time, I really found it interesting. The thought of being in a podcast or having a podcast. So you yourself have one, and I'm here right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had a lot of fun doing it, and
Yeah.
it's exciting about the potential that it has.
Right. And this is your first one, by the way. You're saying, right?
Yeah, this is the first time ever doing a podcast,
Okay.
well,
Yeah.
being
That's.
in a podcast
Uh-huh.
or anything podcast related.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, you're not the first. Like many of my guests, it was their first time. You know. But it's cool anyway. I mean, it's awesome. Like they enjoy it at the end of the day. I enjoy it, and we have a good time.
Yeah, and it's something to go back upon. Let's say one day you go big, it's like, hey, I was doing this podcast. Or let's say if you go big, one day you blow up, it's like, hey, I was in Koballa's podcast
Right.
back when he was just starting. Look at him now.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. And just yeah, exactly. You could refer back to like the prior episodes and be like, man, this is where I started, and look at all these cool guests that I had. All the people that I got a chance to meet and talk to.
Yeah, and it'll definitely be exciting to see how the whole podcast thing goes, and hopefully the growth will be there. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And hopefully for you too, man. With streaming and possible YouTube and TikTok, hope
Yeah,
it
I'm
goes for you too.
super excited about the future. I got a lot of things coming.
Yeah.
A lot of plan, and the channel's been growing amazingly again. A little more than I expected it to be. I'm not
Uh-huh.
complaining. I'm happy about it. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm definitely excited for FIFA 22, and seeing what happens in Twitch and the other social media platforms.
Gotcha. For sure. Yeah, definitely. Um it has been an hour, and I do want to close with one more topic, and I want your
Gotcha.
feedback on this.
All right, hit me.
It's regards to Messi and his move to PSG. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing.
Oh, okay, there we go. I didn't
I
get
kind
it
of.
until now,
I,
until you saw the logo.
I wore it last night on stream.
Okay.
Say
Okay.
I'm still shocked
Mm,
that it actually it still hasn't hit me yet that Messi is officially a PSG player.
mm,
It just
yeah.
never seemed like it was gonna leave Barcelona,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I just I gotta say that Barcelona really like dropped the ball on this one. They really did Messi. I feel like they really let Messi down,
Mm,
because
mhm.
I know, and it's obviously stated that Messi wanted to stay with them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't uh take down the chance to play with PSG. So I'm excited to see Messi. I don't see the league on as a farmers league. I think it still has a very competitive level.
Uh-huh.
So I'm excited to see what he does there, and we'll see. Maybe if Mbappe stays, we'll see the NMM trio.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for it, and I'm kind of excited for Barcelona too, and seeing what they do without
Okay.
Messi. What sort of happens? I'm
Mhm.
hoping they don't become the AC Milan, where they kind of just drop off the map for a couple years.
Gotcha. Um, yeah, it's just, I mean, personally too, I'm sure like a lot of us would think you would want Messi to just stay with Barcelona his entire career, right? And
Mhm.
just ride off the sunset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just weird, man. I was just watching the PSG video, the day one video, and I was just like, man, this is so strange. Him coming to Paris and doing all the procedural stuff, introduction and all that, and I was just like, man, this is
Yeah. And
definitely weird.
I really don't understand the whole thing that just because Messi hasn't played in a different league, it means that he's not as good as people make him out to be. Because yes, he's only playing the Spanish league, but in the Champions League he goes off against teams. He goes off against the best teams from different leagues, and
Right.
he has shown himself to be a be a good player against them, scoring, assisting, just overall dropping man of the match performances. So
Right.
if you're doing that against the top teams in England, Italy,
Uh-huh.
Germany, why would he not do the same against the other teams that are
Uh-huh.
not as good as the top team? So the whole thing about Messi, just because he stayed in Messi being a one man team club, whatever, doesn't mean he's the greatest of all time. I just I can't really uh, say that argument is very logical in a way.
Mm.
I still think that he's the greatest.
Right. Right. Definitely. I mean, you could also say like, what if you get someone else that plays in his position from another league and try to put up the same numbers he did throughout his career?
Right, yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
again, I'm not trying to say anything bad against Ronaldo.
Mhm.
I think he's there as well, the
Mhm.
top, very best.
Yeah.
But people just say just because Ronaldo playing different leagues, he's shown. I just think overall, it's an individuality. We're talking about individuals, not a team.
Uh-huh.
As an individual, Messi has shown to be uh, arguably the best player we've seen in our time.
Mhm. Yeah. Definitely. So you're Messi over at CR7?
In real life, yes. In
But in
FIFA,
FIFA,
in
CR7?
FIFA, I have to go for Ronaldo. Actually, I packed Todd CR7 last night on stream.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
that's crazy.
definitely went a little too crazy with it, but we'll take it.
Nice,
Super
nice.
excited to play with them. Yeah, even if it's already August, super excited to play with them.
Yeah, you get to spend the last couple of weeks or month and a half just having fun with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you, Alex, for coming through. It really was a fun podcast. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
and
super.
thank you for having me. I've honestly, genuinely enjoyed the whole time. The conversation again. It's good that we're stopping. I'll probably keep talking if you
Uh-huh.
made. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
I'm
you so
sure we
much for
could
having
go
me.
on for like another hour or so.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, where can people find you? Social media.
So obviously my Twitch is twitch.tv/SwissAlex97.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I do have a TikTok. I haven't posted on it, but I do have a TikTok, and I also have a YouTube. Again, most besides Instagram, all my social handles are SwissAlex97.
Mm-hmm. And we'll leave the links in the description below so you guys could check them out. But yeah,
All right.
that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and you have a great rest of your day. Okay.